find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world we're in. This is another scene for Unmask Orlando, the Werewolf the Apocalypse venue. This evening's scene takes us to the heart of Aeolus, the Sept in the Ocala National Forest in Ocala, Florida, where we have another new face coming on to Sept, who I assume would like to do their howl of introduction.
Of course. So imagine a lone RV that has been long abandoned in what a parking lot this natural forest goes ahead and has. The very long, exhausting trek between that point and the bond of the Sept. And your good old character here.
The Sept actually takes up the entirety of the national forest.
Fair enough. Then just to the bond at the very least. Um, yeah, yeah. Can I go ahead and take my time to shift over to the Umbra to make this an Umbral Howl?
Yes.
All right. Then looking at a very, very small compact mirror that just hangs off a chain from his good old boot belt, he'll go ahead and take the time to fall into himself and let his natural gnosis take him to the world of the spirits. And once there, he'll go ahead and slowly shapeshift into a more appropriate form to go ahead and howl, probably Lupus because that's easy. And go ahead and howl, yo! Hey! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! Not really giving a lot of detailed information, but just being an annoying jackass over the broadways.
It doesn't take long for a rather large, intimidating-looking Lupus to approach. Like this guy's roundabout, because in Lupus he is bigger than your average Lupus.
Oh dear.
Which he is, rather large anyway, and hates being in Hamid, so you won't see him in Hamid very often. If he does, he has the look that is in his overlay. That grumpy, I don't want to be here look. Because he hates everything that has to do with being in Hamid. If he doesn't have to, he doesn't. So he will approach you.
Good old Jack will go ahead and make his snoot lower to the ground. We'll go ahead and lower his tail down as well because he doesn't know this guy. And this is how you go ahead and defer to a better.
That wasn't much of an introduction.
He goes ahead and cocks his head. God, well, okay. You want the intro? Gotcha. Name of Jack Lumley. Born on 2 legs. Son of the jackal. Ooh. I don't think I was born under any moon, so that no moo thing, yeah.
He chuckles a little bit. David Midthunder. Deeded Gaia's Wrath. Born on 2 legs. Born on 4 legs. 4 legs for him. Under a full moon. Athro of the Uktena.
The wolf jack will go ahead and brush his muff against the ground for a hot second. You can go ahead and muff it the other cheek for a hot second. Oh, Raya, you're such a So Raya goes ahead and meets me. Oh my, I was really expecting this.
I am also the warder of this sept.
He goes ahead and nods his head. So you're saying no guardian could be busy to check up on the yapping?
I prefer to do it myself.
Hands
Not
on.
that I don't trust my guardians, but come.
Wolfjack will go ahead and raise himself to full standing position. Go ahead and keep his tail lower than the Raya's, and go ahead and trot along with him.
You need to meet Alpha.
The wolf goes ahead and trots along.
Yeah, since you're also in lupus, he's gonna actually, keep a normal lupus pace. The ones that stay and hum it around him, he has to slow down for. He prefers this.
So we're racing, we're running.
Yep. We're going normal lupus pace.
Raya, are you trying to race me?
I'm not trying to race you. Why would I try to race you?
I don't know, sounds like fun.
Hang on. Let me placate the small child with snacks.
Fair enough.
There you go, buddy. Okay. There we go. Small child is placated for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they approach a small group of buildings. These buildings have names on the doors. David will go ahead and step back into the Tellurian.
Jack will take a hot second to go ahead and transform back into Hobbit, which happens quick as you like. And then go ahead and take that small compact mirror that hangs off his belt loop again. Fall into himself, slip between rolls, and manifest right beside the Alpha. Excuse me, right beside the Raya.
He knocks on the door. The label on the door says Noah Nighthorse. You hear a well, actually no, he does not bother knocking because Noah won't hear it. He just opens the door. And as you walk in, you see him starting to. Oh no, he won't use sign language. He kind of walks over and bumps Noah's desk.
Jack is going to go ahead and keep his hands in his pockets as he walks up behind the larger gentleman.
You see. Yeah, well, he's still in lupus, so.
The Great Wolf, then.
Yeah, you see this guy sitting behind the desk. Another new one, David. There's a growl of recognition from the lupus on the floor. He kind of waves David off to go do his thing. He will take a key from him first. It is unknown what that key is for, but Noah will get up and extend a hand. Noah Nighthorse.
Say again?
Noah Nighthorse, deeded Wormbane, Alpha of the Heart of Aeolus, born on 2 legs under a gibbous moon, Athro of the Wendigo.
Takes a few seconds for Jack to go ahead and internalize this information. His hands are still in his pockets, and he realizes that a hand has been extended to him. He's like, oh, damn. Goes ahead and like jerks it out like very, very awkwardly. Nice to go ahead and meet you. I'm Jack, Lumney, and Hamid, Vagabash, Silent Strider. How do you do, good sir? Cleath.
You will notice that he is very carefully watching your lips.
Nodding.
He's gonna. I assume you don't know sign language.
He goes ahead and shakes his head.
Pardon the staring. I'm deaf. I'm reading your lips.
He goes ahead and like nods. Okay.
So I assume you're seeking to stay with us at least for some time, given the nature of your tribe.
Raya, I have like no concrete plans at this moment, but this sept is along the route that I go ahead and take through these lands, and by your permission, I'd love to go ahead and settle around here for at least a season or two.
He nods. That is fine. We take any who seek refuge with us.
Has he let go of the hand, or is this this
He has,
long like
he has let
extended
go.
trial by the Wendigo?
He has let go of the hand.
All right. That hand is going right back into his pockets, and now Jack is like his eyes are kind of wild. The red circles around his eyes denoting some kind of substance, whatever it happens to be. He just goes ahead and like scrutinizes the room in its entirety.
Around the room is, a lot of very clearly Native American artifacts. And there are some photos on the desk. There's him and what appears to probably be a sister, if you had to guess, and a small baby.
Gotcha. The good old Alpha will go ahead and like see Jack starting to move around the room a little bit, never giving his back to the Alpha. Oh fuck no, that's a terrible idea. But just sort of like irreverently like leaning over his desk or peering into his bookshelf or whatever shelving he may go ahead and have. Just go ahead and say, nice office. Very, very nice.
Noah does not appear to mind. There's also a photo of him and a very, very good-looking man, at 7, just for reference.
Good old Noah will go ahead and see Jack practically put his face to the portrait, his hands staying in his pockets. He'll just go ahead and say, "Oh, who's that?"
He'll chuckle a little bit. That is my boyfriend.
Mazel tov. His face will now go ahead and switch over to the other portrait, the young with the very, very young child. Who's the young one?
That is my nephew, Ezekiel, and my sister, Alexa.
Goes ahead and nods. You seem to surround yourself with faces of loved ones.
I do. It helps. Especially in trying times like these.
His gaze does not immediately go to the Wendigo's eyes, but goes ahead and drops off to his chest as he goes ahead and says, "Really, troubling times. Tell me more."
He nods. We have been infiltrated by a black spiral hive. and several of our kinfolk have been taken.
The levity of the situation has disappeared out of the window as Jack go ahead and says, "Really?
We are planning a raid on the hive.
What do you know about what you will be facing?"
Actually, in truth, we know quite a lot.
It's good to be acting on some like good, solid, like actionable intelligence.
One of our shadow lords is a bringer of light.
The term goes over Jack's head. He just goes ahead and nods. It's very,
It
very obvious that he has no idea what Noah is talking about.
he chuckles a little bit. The bringers of light infiltrate black spiral hives. They rescue the ones that want to be and eliminate those that don't. One of our bringers of light is one of those that was saved. From this very hive, in fact.
Okay, so this sept has a long history with the hive it's about to go ahead and war against.
Somewhat. But I believe this particular rescue was performed before Sebastian arrived here.
Goes ahead and nods. Yes, Sebastian. Good old Sebastian. Can't go ahead and do a hive raid without Sebastian. Who's Sebastian?
Sebastian is a member of our Elder Council, a Shadow Lord Ragabash.
Goes ahead and nods.
And yes, we do still maintain an Elder Council here.
Just goes ahead and nods as if like everything that's being like said right now is definitely indeed okay and pretty standard. Whether or not it is
It's
over
more standard
Jack's head.
amongst it's more standard amongst the pure tribes. Most of the other tribes don't maintain elder councils, but the pure tribes tend to.
Legit, legit. Uh, should I go ahead and apply for like settlement here? What would you, dear Raya, and the others of your peers require of me?
All you need is to ensure you pull your own weight. As long as that happens, we don't mind. I will say at the moment everyone is remanded to Sept due to the situation, but we do have apartments on Sept that were built by one of our former elders.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry for his passing, but if his labor went ahead and provided accommodations for me, I will wholeheartedly go ahead and enjoy them and revere his spirit.
He nods.
He's not dead, is he?
He is.
Okay.
He died defending the Sept.
May his name never be forgotten. What is his name?
Will Two Rivers.
Will Two Rivers.
His brother is on the Elder Council.
His hands goes ahead, remains in his pockets as he goes ahead and like gestures. Aha! His reputation is well known, obviously, within this sept. Even his lingering memories stay with us and help guide us in the form of his brother. You should probably stop me before I say something silly and stupid.
He nods. Come on. I'm going to take you to the apartments, and I will call Isadora before we get there and have her meet us there.
Goes ahead and nods, his hands stay in his pockets, and he will go ahead and follow Araya.
Yeah, he will, lead you off into the sept, kind of pointing out where everything's at. There is a primary lake where that tends to be a gathering spot for people. There are a couple of playgrounds, as the sept has quite a lot of young children. And there is finally a rather well-built apartment building. And standing outside is this woman. She smells like Silent Strider as well.
Neat. Awesome. Cool.
Not as much as, Noah smells like Wendigo, but still quite strong.
Jack, for his part, is going to go ahead and nose himself. And by nose himself, I mean orient himself towards towards the other Silent Strider as he continues to go ahead and walk in the same direction. So it's like one of those things where he turns 10 degrees and 30 degrees and 80 and 90 and then 180 as he is continuing to walk backwards.
Well, no, she is outside the apartments meeting you there. And you see Noah and Isadora greet each other. Isadora. Alpha. So, this is our new Silent Strider. She kind of looks him up and down.
His eyes just go ahead and go left to right. And he just goes ahead and takes one hand out of his pocket and goes ahead and waves it. Howdy.
Yet she will extend a hand. Isadora Zima. Indeed, Iron Eyes. Born on 2 legs. Chill out. Under a crescent moon. Athor of the Silent Striders.
Goes ahead and nods. Goes ahead and extends his own hand to meet hers. You know, go ahead and say, Jack Skid Lumley, Cleath, Ragabash of Anubis's, no, Owl's children, excuse me. Born on 2 legs.
Good. She takes a key from Noah and leads Jack up the steps.
He'll go ahead and follow silently behind, his hands back into his pockets.
It is somewhat hotel-esque, but it's quite clear that it's a little bigger than that. There are actual, I suppose, suites with bathrooms, small kitchens. She will unlock one of the doors and lead him inside. Looks like this one's yours.
Goes ahead and looks around. Oh, really? Does it have my name on it? Is it marked with my scent? Was I here before? He goes and lifts up his hand, lifts up, excuse me, his foot, and looks underneath his book to see if he indeed has marked anything before here.
No, indeed he has not, but she holds up the key. It's got the apartment number etched into the metal of the base of the key.
She holding it up to offer it, or is she holding it up to show it?
She's holding it up to offer it to him.
All right, quick as you please. A hand will go ahead and shoot out to go ahead and retrieve the key. And a single moment that lasts only a single second, his hand comes up empty, the key having been disappeared. But in the other hand, the key shows up and it is deposited into a messenger bag that he carries around with him.
The apartment is fully furnished, so you don't have to worry about buying furniture should that be an issue. She will look at him. Also, meals are being served at a makeshift mess hall on Sept for as long as we are remanded.
Goes ahead and nods. I assume like conservationists are not all about that hunting life around here.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's not like I go hunting a lot, but sometimes it's nice to have the option.
There are areas for hunting if that is something you wish to do, though. And I can show you that at a later date.
He goes ahead and nods. That definitely feel that. Definitely feel that.
But yes, the mess hall is right outside and down the hill.
For the moment, Jack is going to go ahead and turn away from the riot and just go ahead and snoop around, much as he did in the Alpha's office. First, going to the refrigerator and just like opening it and looking inside, or feeling that cool breeze.
There is not a whole lot in the fridge. There is basic necessities, but nothing that's super perishable because they're not sure when the apartments will fill up, so they don't want to put anything perishable in the fridge if it's going to just go bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Jack is like opening up the fridge, looking at the pantries, like snooping and sniffing, as you would go ahead and expect a more feral creature to go ahead and do so. But eventually he'll go ahead and return to the Raya and simply say, "Okay, cool, awesome. What are you doing right now?"
Right now, I am here to introduce you to Sept and get you showed around.
Goes ahead and nods his head. Goes ahead and clasps his hands. Right. Awesome. Let's go ahead and do that. That mess hall thing seems like be a great idea. I'm hungry. There's no food here.
Well, we don't know when these are going to fill up, so we tend not to put perishable items in them. She will lead him back outside and down the hill. It is not very far to the mess hall. It is actually quite a quick trip.
As they're walking to the mess hall, Jack was with his hands still in his jeans. Is gonna go ahead and ask nonchalantly, "So, how long have you been here?"
This is my third summer, I believe.
He goes ahead and nods. Okay, okay. You like the place? Is it good to you?
It is, even with history.
Well, what kind of history are you talking about?
She kind of takes a deep breath. I have a Metis child.
Sort of goes ahead and leaves good old Jack a bit speechless. Oh, and people know that.
Yes, they've all met him.
Okay. He doesn't say a lot of things because this is a great deal to go ahead and process. I can see how that reputation could definitely be a barrier with you talking with the rest of the nation.
Indeed. But for the most part here, it has been a non-issue. It's
Jack keeps his mouth very quiet right now.
some members of the Sept were less than welcoming, but
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we both are children of Owl, so I guess there is not much reason for me to say any otherwise. You are my Raya. So I because then shuts up. Just nothing to discuss, I guess.
she smiles a bit. Well, as they arrive in the mess hall, it smells absolutely amazing in here.
Like what's coming across the airways? What sense?
There is everything from, chicken, steak, vegetables, even definitely some seafood because we are very close to the coast. So, seriously?
All right. Jack, for his part, is gonna go ahead and throw himself into the cafeteria line. Go ahead and take up 2 plates for both himself and the Raya, and just try to go ahead and try to make his plates. As he goes ahead and says, well, how did you get your name? Iron Eyes, very, very distinctive.
That would be from when I stared down a certain member of our leadership when he tried to put down my child.
Okay, well, I guess a follow-up question is certainly in order. So, from what I'm hearing, initially your child was a bit of an upset, so much so that you had to go ahead and intercede on their behalf. And now there is tension, I assume?
Well, said leader is no longer a member of this sept.
Did he retire in battle or in peace?
In peace. And he wasn't retired. He was forced to abdicate his position by his son, the Alpha.
Mr. Noah, he says as he goes ahead and cocks his thumb back behind himself.
Yes, Wormbane.
About this time, there is a good amount of seafood in the form of shrimp, maybe some crab legs, potatoes as well, lots of butter, lots of sour cream as well, and good old Jack is going to start to ferry that stuff into a corner of whatever like gathering hall that we're in. So just them to get a little bit of privacy as they go ahead and devour their meal.
She seems pretty pleased with the selection that he grabbed.
So where is this former member of the council then now?
Banned from Sept.
Was this a political decision because his son gained his position and to have his presence here would simply complicate things? Or did he commit some offense that the Philodoxes had to go ahead and step in for?
Well, the worst part was he himself is a Philodox, but yes, there were several offenses that led to Noah's decision to remove him from power.
These scandals, do you know them?
Oh, the whole Sept knows them by now.
Well, if I am staying here for any length of time, I will be a member of SET, and if you go ahead and don't tell me these things at the moment, you will consider yourself a liar, I assume.
Yes, they are very well known. I'm not concerned with not telling you. There was...
His ears go ahead and like open up, his hands go ahead and gets clapped, he goes ahead and like leans in as if he's being told like the most juiciest bit of drama possible. He's being very, very gossip girl about this.
There was physical abuse towards not only his daughter, but his son as well. And sexual abuse towards his other son's mate.
An abuse of tenets of the litany about respecting those beneath you. He goes ahead and nods. Sorry, I am not the half moon. I'm just like, okay, well, I used to have a few friends. They were a bit rowdy. They were gets, but they were still half moons. They would like bitch at each other like habitually over a few drinks about tenets of the litany. So maybe my understanding of it is a little bit skewed, but I understand like enough of it.
But yes, he was removed and banned from Sept. He was a piece of garbage masquerading behind tradition.
There is an awkward moment that goes ahead and lingers that is only interrupted by Jack stuffing his face and loudly crunching on some shrimp.
This shrimp is damn good.
So
Considering,
what
two members of the Sept are professional chefs.
legit?
Seriously? I have accepted I will never have a quiet scene when he is around. So this is just something that I deal with.
I accept this as part of the background.
But yes.
So, good old Jack is gonna go ahead and take his fountain drink and go ahead and slurp it until it gets right to the ice, and just a little bit water that condenses with the ice, and go ahead and like loudly slurp through it as he goes ahead and admits defeat with getting that last bit of sugary goodness for the cola, and just goes ahead and says, "So what do you do around here?"
I have a job offset, but I also help at times with the children.
All right. Do you financially support this sept?
Yes,
Admirable, admiral.
many of us do, though several members of the sept could. You will see Noah a lot of the time building things for the children.
Is that one of his official duties as the Alpha, or is that how he gained his position as Alpha, building large structures? Is that a requirement for leadership in this sept? Because I gotta go ahead and tell you, my carpentry skills are jack.
No, it is not a requirement, not even remotely. It's just something Noah likes to do.
It's how he passes his free time. Okay, no, that's admirable.
That and his sister has a young son who will soon be using the sept's facilities, so.
Mazel tov.
And Noah has always loved children, so.
All right. You've told me a little bit about the drama around here, but as a newbie, what do I need to be looking out for? Because I honestly don't want like any part of this nonsense. I'm not even sure I'm going to be here next year. But how do I avoid complicating my stay here?
Well, for the most part, you shouldn't be in too much danger of complicating your stay as long as you avoid dealing with the specific elder that I mentioned earlier, Darius Nighthorse.
Are you saying that he is still in the area?
Oh, I'm certain he stayed in the area. He's not going to give up his hold on his children.
Right. Where is he currently? If this is not his sept, where is he then?
My guess? Staying in a hotel somewhere. As neither of the two septs down here will accept him.
Okay, you're telling me that a admittedly a very powerful elder is staking it on his own.
Yes.
I will try to make sure not to go ahead and like introduce myself to no Wendigos out by themselves.
Considering that his deed name is Bringer of Death, I would avoid him at all cost.
Right. Okay. Cool. He shivers a little bit at the name of the mention of death.
Also, he has another son, Talon. Deeded Cerberus. He is an Arun of the Wendigo. I would also avoid him if I were you. He has not been banned from Sept, as his offenses were not nearly as vast, but
I'm getting the feeling that this previous alpha had a very, very long reign around here, in which he was able to go ahead and get away with his abuses.
No, he simply used his power over his son as Alpha to get away with it, giving the Elder Council far more power than they should have had.
All right, consider me ignorant about a lot of matters, but are we concerned that the father will go ahead and use his other, arguably more loyal son to try to usurp that power again?
It's feasible, but Noah is the Alpha for a reason.
He sort of like gestures for her to like go on in the windmill type fashion.
I assume you know that he's deaf.
He went ahead and told me that little tidbit about himself when we met.
That was a battle scar.
So you're telling me that the two brothers went ahead and fought for some reason,
Oh no.
and
Noah was made Alpha because he survived as a Cleath fighting a leech who deafened him using some kind of ability of theirs that uses their voice.
must have been a terribly powerful worm creature for him to gain such renown so early within his lifetime.
Well, he wasn't made Alpha as a Cleath. He didn't make that until he was an Adrian. But he has performed many a amazing deed at this sept.
Goes ahead, not so. It was the first in a long line of victories in overcoming insurmountable obstacles.
There's a reason his deed name is Wormbane.
Goes ahead and nods, and I assume his brother has not had that illustrious of a career.
He is not.
He's known for other things, more terrible things.
Indeed. That's why his deed name is Cerberus, the Hellhound.
Jack's head goes ahead and bobbles around. Well, if you're gonna go ahead and fuck yourself, Cerberus, I mean, you're gonna go ahead and like protect the undead, or you're gonna go ahead and bring the people into it. I don't even understand that shit. I only got a passing grade in like mythology. All the fucking like linoleum and like plastic spirits are listening to this asshole go ahead and jibber jabber, and you're like, shut up.
But yeah, you see that there's a pretty good chunk of people kind of, just around in the mess hall.
All right. Are they reacting any way to like the presence of these two Garu, or are they trying to listen in?
No, you do see a very, very pregnant, pink-haired, probably kinfolk if you had to guess, but she smells goddamn is that Fiona.
Hmm.
And she brings you over fresh drinks.
There is a very, very short, curt thank you, man, before Jack goes on to his conversation.
Yeah, she will pour the drinks. If you need anything, just let me know.
Goes ahead and again nods. An appearance will go ahead and, well, the appearance of that pure breed. Can't go ahead and ignore that, can I?
Probably not. That's a lot of pure breed.
Jack's head will go ahead and like operate in a swivel for a hot second as he like his head goes ahead and jerks around because he wasn't expecting like this particular bombshell to be thrust into his face as his smile goes ahead and like widens in a painful gesture. He is not used to smiling. Yeah, no, okay, no. He goes ahead and screws his eye. Nope, I'm good. We're good. We're awesome. We're good. Thank you. How was your day? Damn it.
Doing fine. Just let me know if you need anything. I will be in the back. That or bringing drinks.
Eyes still closed. He still goes ahead and nods. Yes, thank you, very, very much, ma'am. Thank you.
She is also very visibly pregnant.
Oh yeah, but
Like
a
if you
lot
had
goes
to
in.
guess, she's probably 6 or 7 months along.
Look. She smells nice. She looks nice. Good old Jack is scrutinized. It's just like shutting out, like trying to shut out, like all, like shutting her out completely. Because nope, 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 nope. Trying to
She
make
she
things
will she
not
will walk
complicated.
off, noticing that he has reacted this way. She will head off.
This is this is. I'm trying to make things not complicated right now.
That is Maeve. That is our den mother.
He goes ahead and nods. I'm sure she is well on her way to giving birth to another great warrior of Gaia.
Given the heritage of both her family and the father's family, comes from 2 very prestigious lines.
Goes ahead and nods. Yes. Oh, by the way, thanks for the heads up. Really trying to not compliment my life here, and I get like thrust with the Fiona princess. I'm like,
A,
I'm
a
not
Fianna
blaming you.
princess
I'm just
who
saying a
very
little bit of a
much
heads up would have been great.
a Fianna princess who very much is happy with her mate, who would eat you alive if you tried anything.
I'm not trying anything. I don't want to try anything.
He is also the den father. They work together. He's actually one of the ones who cooked all of this food.
And goes ahead and blinks for a hot second as the calculus goes through his mind.
He's a professional chef.
The calculations still go through his mind. I'm sorry. He goes ahead and shakes his head. Did you say that she and he were the mother and the then father,
Yes.
and they are with child?
Yes.
Is one of them
She is
kin?
Kin.
Goes ahead and nods.
She is Fianna Kin. He is a Shadow Lord Philodox.
The calculations are still like, you know that meme with that woman whose eyes just go ahead and like switches all around, and there's like calculations in front of her for
Mhm.
Pythagorean. That's currently going through Jack's face right now.
Oh. Where you threw your snacks off the bed. Not my problem. Are you okay?
I will give you a second. Do.
He's still mad, but go ahead. I am still here. I'm just muting when I'm not talking.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Jah will go ahead and continue past this very strange circumstance that he can't go ahead and like wrap his brain around, and go to a question that he has been wanting to ask since he got here. He'll go ahead and look to Iron Eyes and go ahead and say, "So, how how is our tribe regarded in these parts?"
We are held with the utmost respect, thanks to Noah and members of the Elder Council. I am the ranking member of our tribe here. We also have a Cleus, I believe. Aside from yourself, of course.
All
And
right.
we do have a kin, but she was one of the ones taken.
Goes ahead and nods. Okay. Okay. Um, who is this other Clea? I'm not much familiar with the SEP's current plans of
Let
operations as far as
me
rescuing the
have
kin.
a look, because I cannot remember what her name is right offhand. Kieran. Scroll up through my NPCs real quick. Diana Kane. She, much like myself, is a Theurge.
Yeah, goes ahead and nods. Then I will try to make myself known to her. Other than that, do I much need to go ahead and worry about the restless dead around here? Is the curse that much of a bother?
I'm assuming he's referring to Kindred.
No. He's referring to like wraiths and ghosts, and whether or not in this part of the world they are either active or wantonly annoying towards the Silent Striders.
It is not particularly bad in this area, I think, because our former rights master warded very well.
He goes ahead and nods. Well, I'm very, very glad that the Seps Rights Master has his stuff in order. Outside of these bonds, I do not go ahead and presume it to be the same case. So I will take it as is.
Outside of these walls, it is not too terrible, but it is still decently bad.
Goes ahead and nods. All right, fair enough. That's just a situation I'll go ahead and have to experience at some time. But I am again glad that the combinations are at least made on bond grounds.
Yes, on the Bon, you are fairly safe. Alexei was very good at his job.
You mentioned this other sept. What is this other sept then?
Unbroken Accord. They are a Get of Fenris Uktena sept. That we are currently. Their kin were also taken, so we are working with them to get the kin back. And possibly cement an alliance between the two of us.
You've only been here for a few summers, but do you know the history between the few septs?
Well, I know the history between the Wendigo and the Get. When Darius was here, it would have never been possible. But with Darius gone, I believe that peace may be possible.
What is the if peace is what we go ahead and hope to wish, then are we currently on? Well, obviously we're in a truce or at least an armistice situation if we're both collaborating against the hive that has kidnapped our kin. But what do you foresee being the challenges after this operation if it is successful? I can't even go ahead and imagine the outlook between the septs if it was indeed disastrous.
I don't think with Darius gone we should have any issues. He was one of the only ones still clinging to his hatred for the Get. Some of the younger ones are more ingrained in it, but I'm not terribly concerned.
Goes ahead and nods. Do we have any children of Owl within this unbroken accord, or are we mostly centralized here at the heart of Airlaw?
I am not entirely sure. I haven't actually made contact with any of the members of Unbroken Accord.
Hmm. Do they have any sort of like open door policy, or am I just gonna go ahead and have to do the wink, wink, nudge, nudge?
I would wait until any alliance is cemented.
That would definitely be the prudent thing to do, the forward thinking thing to do, and definitely the wise thing to do.
That is why I'm an Athro.
Well, Jack went ahead and like left that pause there to go ahead and be filled up by her, so that conversation is over.
Yeah, that is why she is the Athro and you're the Cleoth. Because she is wise.
All right, all right. Besides the hive that is currently operating, what other threats does this sept have at its borders?
About a year ago, the Sept was attacked by leeches. They were all able to somehow mimic our war form. Out of character, it was Zamisi.
Fair enough. I wasn't really like wondering that out of character, but thank you. Jack goes ahead, nods, and simply says, leeches go ahead and like come up with all nasty kinds of tricks, don't they?
It was. We lost many that day.
A hard fought and a hard won battle.
It was. But regardless, we won, so.
If I wanted to know more about the happenings and goings of the sept, who would I need to talk to? Who's the tail singer around here?
Our tail singer is Cora Midthunder. You would recognize that last name.
Mid Thunder?
Yep.
Okay. Where do I recognize it then?
That was the last name of the warder.
He is. Okay. Seems like the tail singer is going ahead and like pulling double duty.
No. You're thinking of David Midthunder, her father.
Okay. Order is Midthunder Senior. Tail singer is Midthunder Junior. Gotcha.
Yes. She is his daughter.
All right. So that's who I want to go ahead and talk to if I want to go ahead and like get the lay down a little bit more. So who do I need to go ahead and talk to get licensed to rar against the enemies of the Sept that crossed our bonds? I assume the warden, right?
Actually, you'll want to talk to a member of the Elder Council in our Sept Beta.
Okay. Gotta
Moira,
jump through those hoops.
Moira Breckenridge and Dev Cienfuegos. They are the ones heading the charge against the Hive.
He goes ahead and nods. Okay, I will definitely go ahead and try to make the effort to get in contact with them as much as possible. I know Sept business will sometimes take people away for many things, and I respect that. But who do I need to go ahead and talk to rar against enemies outside the Sept? Outside the bonds, excuse me.
Well, they will be. Until the issue with the Hive is settled, no one is going off bond.
Because again, that would be the prudent and the forward thinking and the wise thing.
But there is a mission on Saturday to take on the Hive. And as you are Cleath, you will be called upon. I can have you remanded here to defend the bond while we deal with the Hive, if you wish.
Jack goes ahead and bite back whatever he was about to go ahead and say. Might have been complaint. He was like winding himself up into it, and then he went ahead and like heard the rest of it, and he was like, "Oh, don't do anything on my account. If I am called by the elders and the warders to go ahead and fight the worm where it dwells and breeds, who am I to go ahead and fight against the litany? and he goes to like subconsciously like dodges a beer bottle that does not actually come, a reflex that he has inherited from many hours within a Git Philodox drinking circle.
Well, I'm sure you'll do well on this sept.
I thank you, Raya, for the vote of confidence. Also, do I need to go ahead and thank the chef for this food if I want to go ahead and leave here with my head intact?
No.
Should I, though?
It would be polite, but he's probably not here. He's probably at the Cub House.
Goes ahead and nods. Okay, cool. Because again, I don't want things to go ahead and complicate my stay here. That's totally not a thing I want to go ahead and do. As he goes ahead and like tries to stand up, a complication has indeed occurred. His loop chain has gone ahead and looped around one of the spokes of this particular chair. So as he goes ahead and stands up, like half the chair, he goes ahead and skirts across the tile floor, and there's a loud
That earns a little chuckle from Isadora.
picking up the plates from himself and the good old Raya. He'll go ahead and say, "Am I dismissed?"
Oh, you could go anytime you wanted.
At which point, Jack is just going to go ahead and like step back, never giving his back to the Raya. Step back again, and again, and again until he's a comfortable bit away, and go ahead and say, "Until next time, it was a pleasure to meet and talk."
Indeed.
We'll go ahead and turn around, walk to the nearest disposal, go ahead and put the plates on top of the disposal, and make for the quickest exit. And just sort of go ahead and disappear.
Heading back to his new apartment, I assume.
Heading back to the RV to go ahead and pick up some shit and like ferry it around. But yes.
Okay. Okay, do you have any last-minute declarations before I go ahead and end the scene?
Jack will go ahead and take a second. Just outside of the RV. He'll go ahead and like swing it open, step inside for a hot second, and just go ahead and look out the front, the two wide windows, and just go ahead and relax for a hot minute. He feels sort of unburdened now that he's got a place that he can go ahead and like anchor for the hot second. It's been a little bit of a drive since the last stop, and he didn't go ahead and leave the last stop on the best of terms. So he is relaxing and letting the world disappear.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the outro because I need to deal with a fussy baby. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Unmask Orlando, the Werewolf the Apocalypse venue. We'll see you next time.